Awakening Love, How Coffee Fairy Tales Can Transform Your Life and Relationships. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we explore groundbreaking ideas that challenge our perceptions and transform our lives. Today, we're diving into a world where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, where love finds its way into the most unexpected places, and where a simple cup of coffee can become a catalyst for profound change. I'm thrilled to share with you the revolutionary insights I've gained from interviewing Gale Rucker, a visionary author whose work is not just changing the literary landscape, but reshaping how we view love, connection, and the magic of everyday life. Gale's latest best-selling novel, Coffee Fairy Tales, is more than just a book. It's a movement, a form of therapy, and a magical lens through which we can rediscover the enchantment that surrounds us every day. Gale Rucker is not just an author. She's a beacon of hope in a world that often feels disconnected and cold. Through her writing, she's touching lives, healing relationships, and reminding us all of the power of imagination and love. Her impact extends far beyond the pages of her books, creating ripples of positive change that are transforming communities and inspiring people to see the world with new eyes. Now, let me take you on a journey. Imagine you're sitting in your favorite coffee shop. The aroma of freshly ground beans fills the air, and the gentle hum of conversation surrounds you. You just ordered your usual, perhaps a rich aromatic latte or a bold espresso. As you wait, lost in thought, something extraordinary happens. Your coffee, instead of being delivered by a barista, walks up to your table in human form. If by chance you're waiting for your coffee order, it might say, "Well, here I am in human form." Sounds impossible, right? But in the world of coffee fairy tales, the impossible becomes possible, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. This is the counterintuitive and magical premise of Gale Rucker's work. It challenges us to see the world differently, to find love and connection in the most unexpected places. But why is this important? Why should we care about a story where coffee comes to life? In our fast-paced, often disconnected world, we've lost sight of the magic that surrounds us every day. We've forgotten how to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. We become so focused on our screens, our to-do list, our endless responsibilities that we've lost touch with the simple joys of human connection. And for many of us, love seems to have taken its eye off us, leaving us feeling forgotten, placed upon a shelf. But what if the key to rediscovering love, to reconnecting with ourselves and others, was right in front of us all along? What if it was as simple and as complex as a cup of coffee? Yes, Gale Rucker's Coffee Fairy Tales isn't just a novel. It's a form of therapy for couples and individuals who are in the process of rediscovering and reconnecting with one another. It's for people of all ages who, despite the trials and tribulations of life, still hold on to hope. It's for anyone who's ever felt forgotten by love, who's longed for a bit of magic in their everyday life. But how does a story about anthropomorphic coffee help us reconnect with love and each other? The answer lies in the power of imagination and the unexpected. First, let's consider the unexpected. In our daily lives, we often fall into routines. We order the same coffee, sit at the same table, go through the same motions day after day. We stop noticing the small details, the potential for connection that surrounds us. But what if we approached each day with the expectation of magic? What if we looked at each person we encountered? The barista, the person in line behind us, even our own partners, as if they might suddenly transform, revealing hidden depths and stories we've never imagined. This is the first key insight from Coffee Fairy Tales. Love can be found in unexpected places. By encouraging us to see the magical potential in something as mundane as a cup of coffee, Gale Rucker's work challenges us to see the magical potential in everything and everyone around us. Let me share with you a powerful story that illustrates this point. Sarah and Tom had been married for 15 years, but they felt like strangers living in the same house. Their communication had broken down, and emotional disconnection had become their new normal. They were part of a study that explored the effects of creative storytelling on relationship dynamics. Over 6 months, Sarah and Tom, along with 19 other couples, engaged in shared reading experiences, including coffee fairy tales. At first, they were skeptical. How could a story about talking coffee help their marriage? But as they read together, something remarkable began to happen. They started using the language of the story to express their own feelings. Tom would joke about being Sarah's espresso shot of love,
and Sarah would respond by saying she needed a refill of affection. These playful exchanges opened up deeper conversations about their needs and desires. One evening, as they sat in their favorite coffee shop, Tom looked at Sarah and said, "If I were your coffee, what would I say to you right now?" Sarah, taken aback by the question, thought for a moment and replied, "You'd say that you've always been here waiting for me to really see you." That simple exchange, inspired by coffee fairy tales, led to a profound conversation about presence and appreciation in their relationship. By the end of the study, Sarah and Tom reported a significant improvement in their relationship satisfaction. They weren't alone. 80% of the couples in the study experienced similar positive changes. This brings us to our second key insight. Rediscovery and reconnection are key to maintaining and nurturing our relationships. Coffee Fairy Tales serves as a catalyst for this process, providing a shared experience that couples can use to reconnect, to see each other with fresh eyes. But the power of imagination extends beyond just couples. Let me tell you about Maria, a 45-year-old woman who had given up on love. After a series of disappointing relationships, she had resigned herself to a life of solitude. Maria was part of another study that explored how imaginative stories like coffee fairy tales can serve as therapeutic tools for individuals. At first, Maria was resistant. She thought the idea of talking coffee was childish and had no relevance to her life. But as she immersed herself in the story, something began to shift. She started to see the world around her differently. The barista at her local coffee shop was no longer just someone who served her coffee, but a person with hopes, dreams, and a story of their own. Maria began to write her own coffee fairy tales, imagining conversations with her morning brew. Through these stories, she explored her fears about love, her desires for connection, and her hopes for the future. This creative exercise allowed her to process her emotions in a safe, imaginative space. 3 months into the study, Maria reported a significant improvement in her emotional well being. She felt more open to the possibility of love and more connected to the world around her. She even struck up a conversation with a fellow coffee lover at her favorite cafe, something she would never have done before. Maria's experience wasn't unique. Of the 30 individuals and couples who participated in this study, 90% reported positive changes in their emotional well being. This leads us to our third key insight. Imagination and creativity can heal. By immersing ourselves in a world where coffee comes to life and tells a love story, we can escape the trials and tribulations of life and find solace in the power of our own creativity. But how does this work? How can a story about talking coffee actually improve our relationships and emotional well being? The answer lies in the nature of imagination itself. When we engage in imaginative thinking, we activate parts of our brain associated with problem solving and emotional processing. We create new neural pathways, allowing us to see old problems in new ways. We practice empathy, putting ourselves in the shoes or coffee cups of characters unlike ourselves. And perhaps most importantly, we give ourselves permission to play, to explore, to be silly and whimsical in a world that often demands we be serious and practical. This act of imaginative play is not childish, it's essential. It's how we learn, how we grow, how we connect with others. And in a world where we're increasingly isolated, increasingly disconnected from our own emotions and the emotions of others, this kind of imaginative play can be a lifeline. But Coffee Fairy Tales doesn't just impact individual readers, it's creating a community. Let me share with you the story of the Coffee Lovers Book Club, an online community that formed around Gale Rucker's novel. It started with the simple hashtag Coffee Fairy Tales that readers used to share their thoughts about the book on social media. But it quickly grew into something much more. People began sharing their own coffee-inspired stories, their relationship insights, and even photos of their favorite coffee shops where they imagined magical encounters might take place. One member, a 60-year-old man named Frank, shared how the book inspired him to reconnect with his adult daughter. They had drifted apart over the years, but he invited her to meet him for coffee and brought along a copy of Coffee Fairy Tales. As they read passages together, they found themselves opening up, sharing memories, and rebuilding their relationship. Another member, a young woman named Aisha, used the themes from the book to overcome her social anxiety. She challenged herself to strike up conversations with strangers in coffee shops, imagining each interaction as a potential fairy tale encounter. Through these experiences, she not only made new friends, but also gained confidence in her ability to connect with others. Over the course of a year, this online community grew by an astonishing 500%. But more than just numbers, this growth represented the formation of a true community, people coming together to share their experiences, to discuss the themes of the book, to support each other in their own journeys of rediscovery and reconnection. This community aspect is crucial. In our increasingly digital world, we often feel more connected than ever before. We can instantly communicate with people across the globe, after all. But at the same time, rates of loneliness and isolation are skyrocketing. We're connected, but not connecting. We're in touch, but not touching. We're sharing our lives, but not truly living them together. Coffee Fairy Tales offers an antidote to this digital disconnect. It provides a shared experience, a common language, a way for people to come together and talk about love, connection, and the magic of everyday life. It's not just a book, it's a conversation starter, a relationship tool, a community builder. So, what does all this mean for you? How can you take the insights from Coffee Fairy Tales and apply them to your own life? First, challenge yourself to find love in unexpected places. The next time you're in a coffee shop or any everyday situation, look around with new eyes. Imagine the stories of the people around you. What magic might be hiding just beneath the surface? Second, prioritize rediscovery and reconnection in your relationships. Whether you're in a romantic partnership, nurturing friendships, or strengthening family bonds, make time for shared experiences that allow you to see each other anew. Read a book together, try a new activity, or simply have a conversation where you ask questions you've never asked before. Third, embrace the healing power of imagination and creativity. Give yourself permission to play, to daydream, to create. Write your own fairy tale. Draw a picture, sing a song, do anything that allows you to tap into your imagination and see the world in new ways. And finally, remember that you're not alone in this journey. Seek out communities, whether online or in person, where you can share your experiences, your challenges, and your moments of magic. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge, a call to action that I hope will inspire you to see the world differently and to actively seek out love and connection in your everyday life. Starting tomorrow, I want you to approach your day as if you're living in a coffee fairy tale. When you order your morning coffee, really look at the person serving you. Imagine their story. What would they say if they could speak to you, not as a barista, but as a magical being with wisdom to share? When you sit down with your coffee, whether you're alone or with someone, take a moment to really be present. Look around you. Who else is there? What stories might be unfolding around you? If your coffee could talk, what would it say about the scene it's witnessing? For 1 week, I want you to write down one coffee fairy tale moment each day. It doesn't have to be long, just a sentence or two about a moment where you saw the magic in the mundane, where you connected with someone in an unexpected way, or where you imagined a deeper story behind an ordinary interaction. At the end of the week, read through your moments, reflect on how this exercise has changed the way you see the world around you. Has it made you more aware of the potential for connection? Has it sparked your imagination? Has it made you feel more alive, more present, more open to the possibility of love and magic in your everyday life? Share your experiences with others. Post about them on social media using #CoffeeFairyTales. Join online communities discussing the book. Start conversations with friends and family about finding magic in the mundane. Remember, love hasn't forgotten you. It's not sitting on a shelf out of reach. It's all around you in every moment, in every interaction. Sometimes it might even be in your coffee cup, just waiting for you to take a sip and discover its magic. The world needs more magic, more connection, more love. And it starts with you. It starts with how you choose to see the world, how you choose to interact with others, how you choose to imagine the possibilities in every moment. So go forth and live your own coffee fairy tale. Be open to the magic. Be ready for love. And remember, every time you take a sip of coffee, you're not just drinking a beverage, you're imbibing a potion of possibility, a draft of dreams, a cup of connection. The magic is there. The love is there. All you have to do is open your eyes, open your heart, and take that first sip. Thank you.